Praising the mighty Yahweh. Hallelujah. But yeah, response to wet ass pussy is Deuteronomy 22, and we're going to start at verse 13. Shout out to House of Israel, 1664 California Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. Bond Hill for having a great presentation of how Brother Dan does it. And I got a lot of Brother Dan myself on a computer that's fucked up in my closet. I need to get that shit, get somebody to get that information off of there. But I appreciate you bringing this out about wet ass pussy. Now let's continue. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasion to speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came unto her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter to this man a wife, and he hated her. And lo, he have occasion to speak against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are tokens of her virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the fathers of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel. He shall be his, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. Do you know what's crazy about that law? The price of a virgin is 50 shekels, but if you say something ill against a virgin to be found out she really was a virgin, then you got to pay 100 shekels. So that's crazy. But let's continue though. How is this the response to wet ass pussy? But if this thing be true and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, if she can't find her tokens of virginity, then they shall bring her out the damsel to the door. Let me read that again. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So should I put away the evil among you. So you'll kill a woman who plays the whore in her father's house. What is wet ass pussy trying to tell you to do? Cardi B, transsexual Meg the Stallion. What are they trying to tell you to do? Be a whore. Most of the time, you don't even have a father in your mother's house. A death penalty. Just like a man lying with another man is a death penalty, being a whore in your father's house is a death penalty. Just want to throw that out there. But the reason I want to bring that out is because in the spirit of Brother Dan, because Brother Dan was the one that was a flamethrower who threw the commandments and the laws at you, and it hurts so much. So in the era of wet ass pussy, Brother Dan says, being a whore in your father's house. Let me read it one more time before I get off of here. Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put the evil away from among you. We're going to kill whores. That's why they hate the Almighty. He not only wants to kill the sodomite or the homosexual man, but he wants to kill the whores that's in her father's house. You're going to play the whore in the Father's house so that you put the evil whore, you kill it to put the evil more whore from among you. So the laws and commandments, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I bring this out not because I'm the type of Israelite that burns you, or what Leviticus would say that they will be the fire. No, I said Leviticus, Jeremiah. You know, that you will burn it. They will be the fire, and they will be the wood, and you'll be the fire on the wood. When you say certain things like this in the commandments that say the whore shall be put to death. Wet ass pussy with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, you shall surely. You're playing a whore in your father's house. Man, let me read. Hold on. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give him to the father of the damsel because he had brought evil into that virgin of Israel. It shall be a man. Okay, so he gonna pay 100 shekels, not 50 like he does for his wife. He got to pay double what he would pay for his wife because he put an evil name on her and trying to say she wasn't a virgin, and she really was, and they got the proof of her virgin. See, our people had that technology. We don't have to go to no motherfucking hospital to figure out if our daughter was a virgin. It was something that was important for us to know if our daughter was a virgin. We didn't have to go to the hospital. We had ways of figuring out if your daughter was a virgin. Very intelligent people, the Almighty, who the Almighty definitely will give us the signal for that. But these women they're far from virgins. Whore, they have something called a slut walk. So they're proud to be a whore. They shall bring out the damsel to the door of their father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she wrought folly in Israel and played the whore in her father's house. The slut walk, they playing the whore in her father's house. So, even in Deuteronomy, it talks about when you getting with a woman, and I wouldn't doubt that that's me, you would, and she lays with the slave master or a heathen. The Almighty's word, you know what I'm saying? When they shall bring, okay, so I'm gonna end off at this. This is some good stuff. This is Deuteronomy 22. It talks about wearing fringes. Then let me continue. Let me just read. Let me just see some more. Damsel. Okay. If a man find a betrothed damsel in the field and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die. So that means if a man force a woman or rape a woman, force her is rape. Rape is a death penalty. So we see in the Almighty Scriptures not only being a whore is a death penalty, but a rapist or forcing them to do it. So we see right here that is a death penalty. A rapist, all rapists deserve to die according to the commandments. And we know this. All right. But she's a betrothed damsel, meaning she's going to be married, and the man lay with her anyway. But verse 26 said, but the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is no sin worthy of her when a man rise up against his neighbor and slay him, even so is this matter. That means you don't do nothing to that woman because she was raped. But you kill the rapist. So, but I just wanted to bring that out. Moray Dan always brings out the law that hurt people, man. It hurt people inside because these women is whores, man. And see, one thing about it is, and this hasn't been said many times now, that Moray Alicia and Moray Dan are dead. But back in the day, when Moray Dan and Alicia was alive, they were helping one another. They were cool with one another, even though they kind of beef on certain things like the name. They were cool with one another. But Moray Dan was the one that brought up the commandments on people. He was the flamethrower. And Moray and Alicia respected Dan. That's how you know they was working together. Whether they act like they wasn't together, whatever, when they died, whatever the case is. Moray Dan should have been the head of Israel. Y'all niggas is faking bitches for doing what y'all did. But he respected Brother Dan because Brother Dan, he will go in the commandments that say you holding a grudge, you're stealing, you're being a whore. He would go over rapists. He would go over whoremongers. He would go over violating the Sabbath day. He would go over actual commandments that y'all really don't want to keep. But Moray Elisha was the master at prophecy and false doctrine. So they all had their place. And not to say Elisha didn't talk about the law too, because he was very controversial when he talked about the law. I remember one time Elisha talked about how that one law that your wife cannot grab the balls of another man. And yes, that's his Deuteronomy 25. If she grabs his balls, then you got to cut her hand off. And he was talking about, you know, if you are a nurse, you can't touch them because you're a nurse. And the nurses was like, what? So you telling me my hand should get chopped off if I'm helping a patient that's 97 years old? So it was controversy, you know, when it comes to law with what's his name? And I'm rambling. So I'm gonna end this shit off soon. But basically what I'm saying is all praises to the mighty Yah. Thank you for Brother Dan. Thank you for his lessons. Brother Dan brought fire to the house of Israel. He told people about holding grudges. He told people about hating one another, hating your brother. The fact is, Brother Dan was the one that helped the people on a personal level. See, everybody want to know prophecy and want to know Daniel and the four, and they want to know, oh, what's going to happen in the future and who is this name? Is this the Italians? Is this they want to know all that shit. But Brother Dan was the one that told you about the commandments that you are breaking, because the Almighty going to judge you according to the commandments. So he was the one you really needed. Most people went to Elisha class on God, on Yahweh. On Yahweh. I'm going to say this on the record and on Yahweh, on the record stamp. Dan class had about 10 people in it, maybe 20 on a good day or whatever. But Moray Elisha go to 50. They did not want to go to Dan class because he would teach stuff like this on not committing adultery, not hating your brother, not holding grudges, not, he would talk against bestiality, homosexual. He would talk all the commandments of the Almighty, and people did not want to hear it. They wanted to go to Elisha's class where he was going to show them the day begins in the morning and not in the evening. They wanted to feel good that they knew that these dumbass niggas believe the day starts at night when the sun is going down, which 95% of Israelites believe the Sabbath day starts when the sun is going down. So Elisha is going, you know what I'm saying? He going to give you that understanding, make you feel superior. But Dan is what you need to be concerned about, because Brother Dan's going to tell you about the commandments that you're supposed to be. And when you stand in front of the Almighty, what he going to judge you according to. But like I said, I want to give all praises to the mighty God, man, with a rant praise to Almighty.